All right, this is it. My name is Scott, and I am called the Skincare Sherpa. And this is my very first recording. It's a little bit weird because I never want to put myself out here like this. But people that I know, like, and trust, mentors of mine, Ryan Daniel Moran, Stacy Lauren, people that I really respect, have always said document your journey. And so this is the first step in documenting my journey. And I think it's going to be great. I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm launching into some new skincare projects here that I will tell you about. And I thought it just might be helpful to let you see what I'm doing, let you hear what I'm all about, in hopes that it might help you as well. So the skincare Sherpa, I got that term from Sue Anderson, a good friend and really just a genius at writing. Her company is Triumph Communications. I believe that's what it is. I can tell you what it is if you really want to know. But yeah, and so Sherpa, a Sherpa is a guide more than anything else. But technically, it's an ethnic group from the Himalayas found in Nepal. And I don't want to, no intention of being disrespectful of or culturally appropriating anything. It's just I'm just stealing the term in the sense of the word guide. But as you know, they will help you climb a mountain that you should not be trying to climb on your own. If you were like Mount Everest is there and you would hire a Sherpa to help you climb Mount Everest. Mount Everest is one of I think it's the tallest mountain in the world, 29,000 feet or so. And just so you know, like when you're in a jet, it flies at about 30 or 35,000 feet. So it's up there and it's cold, negative 37 degrees Fahrenheit at the summit. And so you would never think of climbing Mount Everest without a guide. And so I see myself as being a small guide on your path, on your journey to help you reach your goals of starting a skincare brand. And that could be skincare, hair care, body care, or pet care, kind of summarized as a personal care brand. So that's where the Sherpa came from, the skincare Sherpa. And I'm making these recordings because, like I said, I want to help you. I am an entrepreneur and a marketer, internet marketer. I'm in e-commerce. I love setting up things and growing them. I'm not very interested in managing them once they're all set up and running, but I really, really do love the beginning stages of this. So if you're a beginning brand new person looking to start a skincare brand, I think this might help. And that's specifically who these recordings are for. Some of them will be audio only. Some of them will be look over my shoulder type, where I'll be setting up things and you can watch and see what I'm doing. Because you've probably had people tell you things in the past that they tell you how to do something, but that's not quite the same as showing someone how to do something. And I thought if you saw me doing it, it can help you. I get asked all the time how I'm doing what I'm doing or what are the exact steps that I need to do. And I tell people, but like I said, it's hard when you just tell somebody what to do. It's much easier if they can either hear you walk through the steps or watch me walk through the steps. So these recordings are out there for not just people who ask me, but for anybody who's interested. A little bit about me and my backstory. I won't go back too far, but I was in the Navy for 10 years. I flew a jet, a S-3B Viking, off of the aircraft carrier. I was an aviator and naval flight officer. And I flew off the George Washington and the John C. Stennis, 2 6-month deployments to the Persian Gulf. There were some good times and bad times. You're living on the aircraft carrier for 6 months at a time, but some of the best memories of my life. I got out of the Navy and then I did something that seems kind of random now, but there's never direct path to where you are now. I was a sign language interpreter living in Washington D.C. There's a national, like the Center for Sign Language, Gallaudet University there, and so I was studying to be a sign language interpreter for whatever. Then I wound up stopping that, moving to San Diego and working with my father on he's a doctor, and so he was working with people with diabetes, and we created an all natural supplement to help people lower their blood sugar naturally. After that, I went to work at UCSD Medical Center. I was a program manager for an international program there on removing blood clots from your pulmonary arteries. So we would go in and have open heart surgery and cut out clots that were in your lungs. And so I managed that program. People would fly in from all around the world to get that program done, and so I managed that whole program. After that, I was working with my father again on multiple sclerosis. So we were helping people better manage their multiple sclerosis symptoms. We created a home study course. We created an online course. We had VIP clients that we would work with one on one. We created a couple, two or three custom formula supplements for them as well, and then that worked well. It was really helpful. I transitioned from that into starting a skincare brand, and we get to the important good stuff, or at least the stuff that's applicable now. But so I was looking for a mass market, and I wanted to do something that I was kind of in charge of. I was kind of just behind the scenes doing things with my father for the MS and the diabetes stuff, but I wanted to kind of be out there more controlling things with my own company. So I started a skincare brand at the end of 2014. It was a vitamin E oil skincare brand. And just started out as a vitamin E oil. And then over the next several years, it grew from the vitamin E oil to a full line of products. So we created a facial cleanser, so a facial wash, a nighttime moisturizer, a daytime moisturizer with SPF in it, an eye cream, and a exfoliating scrub. And then we added several other product lines on as well for really special conditions like melasma. We had a system for hot flashes, and a couple others, vitamin C. And so I started that, grew that, and then I sold that at the end of 2020 to a private equity firm. And then I was trying to figure out what I was going to do after that. And I was looking into and spent some time investigating seaweed, like seaweed manufacturing. I know, crazy, because what is that even? But seaweed is a big thing. You find seaweed in cosmetics, you find it in plastic, you find it in feed, you find it in fertilizer, you find it in medications and all kinds of things. And it's one of those kind of renewable resources. But I found that at the time it was too early for it. But I was considering it. It may be something to do later. But you harvest seaweed. They have farmers out there that are harvesting seaweed. They just don't have anywhere to produce it, to turn it into something. So I was looking into that, and then I was also interested in starting a dry baked goods company for blood sugar. So for people who are worried about their blood sugar, or people that have diabetes, products like cake mixes and cookie mixes, pies, things like that, ready to make. But all along, when I'm looking at these things, people are constantly, we're always saying to me, "Hey, you've started a successful skincare brand and grew that and sold that. You should think about doing that again." But I really didn't want to do that because I had just done that and I wanted to try something new. Or people would come to me and ask me if I could help them start a skincare brand, since I knew it. And so I kept getting asked and kept getting asked. And so what I decided to do was to to acquire a skincare manufacturing company. So the manufacturer that I used when I was making my product, we came to an agreement, and so now I am owner of a skincare manufacturing company, and we make skincare, hair care, body care, and pet care products. And so I can't tell you how many times during the week we get new clients, and everyone has a great idea for a skincare product. They just don't know what they need to do to grow their audience and to sell it, and to sell the product to their audience, not sell the brand. That will come later. That part is easier down the road. You worry about selling it, but right now, what they want to know is how to grow it and how to sell product to the audience that they have grown. And so that's a lot of the motivation behind this videos and audio is that I'll just show you what I'm doing, because about 3 or 4 months ago, I decided to launch a house brand. It's called Awakened Skincare. You'll hear me talk a lot about that. It's a set of facial serums for people on a spiritual journey. So, and it's a serum for each of the 7 chakras that start at the crown of your head and go down to your root chakra. And so I started that 3 or 4 months ago. That's going through some changes now, but we'll talk about that in another recording. I'll let you know what I was thinking about when I started it and some of the challenges that I'm having now, and how I'm repositioning it, and just in that kind of business model of that one versus one that I'm starting right now. It's called Bear Bam. It is by Cucciol product. I'll tell you about that one as well, and that one is starting brand new now, and so I'll be walking through those 2 products as well as others that I'm considering bringing on as well. So you'll get to see Bear Bam. The thought process behind that one is a little bit different than the thought process behind the Awakened Skincare line, which will also be different than a couple of the others that I'm starting as well. And then I also plan on having different people come on, so it won't just be me all the time. I plan on kind of interviewing clients, to see what they're struggling with, and letting them know what I can help them with in terms of marketing or audience building or Facebook ads or any of those things, just the stuff that I do and that seems to be helpful. And so I think it'll be a good, interesting, fun journey here. I think that if you are interested in starting a personal care brand, that just following along will help you. I think it's also nice to be a part of a small community of people who are going through the same process, kind of together. And by listening, you'll be able to hear what other people are struggling with, so that you don't feel so alone. You'll be able to find out from me and from us what's working well, what's not working. We're going to be trying all kinds of things. I was on Amazon. I am on Amazon. My original brand was an Amazon brand with a Shopify site, and currently the new products are on Amazon with Shopify sites as well. So you'll have access to things that I talk about when I'm doing something with Amazon. I'll just go in there and record it when I'm doing it, so that you can see exactly what I'm doing and you can follow along, and you can set up your products in the same way. Amazon is always kind of challenging. But if you have somebody that you can just look over their shoulder, then it makes it a little bit easier. And Amazon does always come up with some random crazy thing. Today I got an email from them saying that the facial serums had been removed from the catalog because we were claiming to treat sleep apnea or insomnia. And so I was like, what in the world is that? And so, I read through all of the listings, and it doesn't even mention sleep in any of them. So I had to write back in and let them know, I had to appeal the decision. So I'll be going over those things pop up. And so you just have to know that that's coming. You get knocked down, but then you just get back up and keep going. I give you motivation as well. It's one of the things I think I'm good at, keeping you motivated. Make sure you keep your eye on the prize, because you will get knocked down. But the only thing to do when you get knocked down is to just get back up again and keep going. And if you keep doing that, then you'll do better than the people who get knocked down and then just stay down. So we'll be, Shopify, talking about Shopify as well. There's some really great plugins and apps that you can use with it. Klaviyo being one of the email marketing softwares that I use to follow up with people. And it has all kinds of great features like abandoned cart. If someone puts something in the cart and they don't buy it, Klaviyo will send them an email saying, hey, you've probably received one before. Hey, it looks like you forgot this in your cart, and offering special soft coupons so that they come back and purchase again. Things like an app that I use called One Click Upsell by Zipify. They, when you're buying something, it upsells, it cross sells, it downsells. These are all things that we'll talk about and make sure you understand completely. But it won't be a lecture or anything like that. I'll just record what I'm doing, and you can follow along, and it may work for you. You may not want to do it, but at least you'll get to see what someone else who's in your same situation, kind of in the same part of the journey as you are, what they're doing. And I looked looked all over TikTok and looked on YouTube. I couldn't find anyone doing anything like this. There are videos out there that tell you how to start a skincare brand, but like I said, I don't really want you to tell me. When I'm trying to find out something, I don't want you to tell me. I want you to show me. That's how I can actually figure it out and learn how to do it. So that's my goal here, to actually show you what I'm doing, and hopefully it will help you along your journey, because it's fun. It's nothing like having time freedom, having financial freedom. I work from home. I set my hours, working when I want to work and don't work when I don't want to work. But there's also the grind time. Like right now at the beginning, it's a lot of grinding. And when you're grinding and you're doing whatever it takes to get it going. You're getting back up when you get knocked down. But the rewards are great. They're good. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I hope you join me in this journey. It's going to be fun. We'll get knocked down together. We'll get up together. You'll watch me. Hopefully you won't be too critical of this video. This audio, whatever I'm calling it, is the first one. So thanks for listening, and I'll be recording these every day. That's my commitment. So I'll keep recording, you keep listening, and together we can grow our personal brands together. So let's climb this mountain.